Good morning, my dear children. In this module, today we'll discuss about the second type of presentation of data. The first type I have explained about the tabular presentation. The second one is diagrammatic presentation of data. So, tabular presentation means that is presenting the data in a tabular form, right? Next, the diagrammatic presentation of data means that is presenting the data in the form of graphs and diagrams. That is, yes, here we can see visualize your data. So what the raw data is given, that data presenting in the manner, yes, in the graphical or in the diagrammatical presentation. Children, first we will study about its advantages of presenting the data in a graphical form. First advantage is they are quite attractive one, isn't it? If we draw the diagram, it is, yes, compared to the tables, it is most attractive one. The second one, they give a bird's eye view of the data. What is that? It gives a bird's eye view of the data. That means it's micro level, yes, view will get from that. Understood? That means whatever there in the tabular form, it is as spreaded manner, but here we can get its bird's eye view, means that much minute, yes, point also we can view in this diagrammatic presentation. The next one is they can be easily understood by the common man. So what is this? Yes, if we present the data in a diagrammatical manner, it is easily understood even by the common man. They are not, sometimes may not be aware about the data, but this diagrams sometimes, yes, specifies its purpose of formation. The next one, they facilitate the comparison of various characteristics. So children, we know that for every data, some inherent characteristics are there. So it actually facilitates, this diagrammatic presentation facilitates the comparison of the various characteristics of that data. The next one, the impression created by them are long lasting. So children, we know that the diagrams means, yes, it is always impressive one, and that impression also, it lasts, it long lasts. Yes. The next one, the theorems and the results of the statistics can be visualized using the graphs. So children, that is, what are the results? Actually, if you want to view, it is through these diagrams, it will be more precisely, we can, yes, we can be able to understand the information given in that data. So theorems and the results of the statistics can be visualized using the graphs. So children, these are the various advantages of what diagrammatic presentation of the data. In the same manner, there are some limitations also behind this diagrammatic representation. First of all, they are visual aids. They cannot be considered as alternatives for numerical data. So children, what is the first limitation means? In this tabular form, we can express in an exact manner through numericals. But here, these are all visual aids. The next one, though theories as well as it can be visualized by diagrams and graphs, mathematical rigor cannot be brought in. What is this? Yes, even though theories can be easily visualized by diagrams and graphs, but mathematical rigor cannot be brought in. For that, tabular presentation is, yes, more suited for that. Next one, diagrams and graphs are not accurate as tabular data. Only tabular data can be used for further analysis. Even though the diagrammatic representation is impressive one, but we cannot accurately depict compared to the tabular data. Yes, we can assign specific numericals for the given variables, but it is not possible in the diagrammatic presentation. Next one, by diagrammatical and graphical misrepresentation, observers can be what? Yes, missed easily. It is possible to create wrong impressions using diagrams and graphs. What is that? Yes, sometimes these observers may be misled easily. Isn't it? Sometimes it can create the wrong impressions also using the diagrams and the graphs. But all such limitations won't be there in the tabular form. So these are the various limitations of the diagrammatic presentation of the data. Next, we can see, yes, that is the drawings of the graphs, the rules for drawing graphs and diagrams. First rule is, we have to choose the form of the diagrams or the graphs which is capable of representing the given set of data. What is that? First, choosing the form, in which form we have to represent the the given data, either in the diagram manner or in the graphical representation. The next one is, yes, we have to give a suitable title for this graph as well as the diagrams. So the title, I told you that by reading even the title, it should convey the purpose for which we have formed the data. Next, a scale. Scale means what? Selection of scale should be neither too small or too large. The scale should also specify the size of the unit and what it represents. So children, the scale means what? Actually the size of the data. Whether it is large size or whether it is a small size. Actually, this is the scale through which we can it should be represented. And the scale specifies the size of the unit and what it represents. And we know that sometimes under the graph we can see that yes, it is expressed in thousands or expressed in lakhs or crores, it will be given. So that is actually the scale. Sometimes only as a small numbers only may be given, but which specific units they have expressed or the scale they have expressed will be given under the scale place also. Next one is neatness. Yes, that is the most important factor we have to take care while drawing the diagrams as well as the graphs. It should be very neat in appearance. Next one is attractiveness. The different types of lines or shades, colors can be used to make the pictures more attractive. So what is that? Yes, this picture should be more attractive one. How we can make it more attractive? By providing, yes, different shades or different colors, or through we can make it the lines as bold or thin. Yes, to differentiate all these one we can use all these shades, colors as well as the, yes, thickness, thinness. Through that we can what? Yes, we can differentiate each and every variables specified in that. Next one is originality. What is that? It helps the observer to see the details with accuracy. That means, yes, that is actually what all the details specified in that diagram, it will be accurately, will be able to understand. Next one is simplicity. What is the simplicity means? Good diagram depends upon ease with which the observer can interpret it. What is that simplicity means? Yes, that is how ease we can convey the, yes, convey the information to the observer. So that is actually possible in the graphs and the diagrams. So actually the good diagram depends upon the ease with which the observer can interpret it. Even the person who is not aware about that will be easy to, yes, it should be easy to interpret for those who are not aware about it. The last one is the economy. The cost and the labor should be exercised drawing a diagram. What is that? Economy means the cost and the labor should be exercised drawing a diagram. You know that? Yes, who is drawing this? Human power, isn't it? Manpower. Or so what is required for that? Cost is also is there to draw what? Such a graph or a diagram. Exertion of the human manpower is there. So for that certain cost also is there. So that is what is exerted there. Cost is required as well as the labor power is required to draw a diagram. So children, these are the various rules for drawing graphs and diagrams. So these are the things that you have to take in care while drawing the graphs and the diagrams. So children, I hope this session is clear for you. So thank you children for watching this video.